Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about Farms World. This is quite an interesting game, building in a lot of popularity, and today we're just going to go through some of the basics. It's my first video doing on Farms World. I think this is definitely a game that I'm probably going to play for the longer term. Like, I've played it for a few days and I'm very convinced it's a great game to continue on with. Of course, I'm just gonna talk about the basics, and then I'm gonna make future videos with more information about this game. So to just sum up, what is Farms World? So basically it's in the name. It's all about farming. It's about fishing, as you can see, gold mining and chopping wood so far. Of course, they have more features that they want to continue to build on. So they've had the loyalty sales. I was not part of these sales, so unfortunately I missed out on some good bargains, because with these type of games you really want to get in early, because you get in at a really cheap rates and on the ground floor. But obviously when something becomes popular, things just rise up, and then after that yeah, it just gets a lot more expensive, as we'll talk about how the cost is to play this game. So I imagine, like, there's already been round 4, round 5, round 6, so I imagine there's going to be a round 7, so that's kind of the reason why you want to get into these games when they're still kind of growing in popularity, because there's going to be further rounds, and that still gives you an opportunity to kind of get in there and get started. Alright, so they had these starter packs that have been sold out. So as you can kind of see, the starter pack gives you it's kind of like, these are kind of like lucky dips. Like, a starter pack gave you a 92% chance of a Stonex. A Stonex is the very, beginning of every tool. You need a Stonex, and it's probably the cheapest tool around. Though it's not that cheap in the sense of things, because as we can see, if you buy the whole exchange where you buy and sell NFTs on the game is on Atomic Hub, and here we can see a Stonex costs $334 US, which isn't cheap to start a game. Like, I've played many games, and when we look at the costs of play to earn NFT games, they're really expensive, particularly the good ones, because they're quite popular. And also, the one really good thing is they yield a really good return. So you can probably, these days with the popular games, say like this one, we're probably looking at it might pay off within 2 to 3 months time, depending on how much you play, of course. The more you play, the less time it's going to take to pay it off, but let's assume a payback period of about 2 months. That's still not too bad, but it does require a lot of playing. So I don't think you want to get into such a game unless you're really willing to put in the time, or else it could end up being quite costly. So I think you want to understand what the game is, and this is why I'm making a video, because I think it's important to just put more information out there. And when I was first starting on Farms World, I don't think I saw many like English type videos anyway. Like, there's a lot of videos, there's a lot of popularity, particularly in other countries, but I didn't find that many in English, so that's why I want to make more videos on this game regarding how to get started, and all the kind of challenges, issues, or things that you might, or queries that you have around this game. And I think that's probably because I quite like this game, so I think I'm going to be here for the longer term. I'm going to make more videos, and yeah, I think this is probably going to continue to get more popular as well. So you can see a fishing rod starts at $992, which is pretty expensive. Not everyone just wants to start a game and have to immediately put so much money, because Farms World, you can't actually play the game unless you have one of these equipment cards. So that's the one thing I should make clear. You cannot participate in any activity, because they're kind of narrowed down to really basic activities at the moment, where it's just like wood chopping and you need an axe, fishing and you need a fishing rod, and then of course there's other tools. So like there's that upgraded axe, which is $1,787, which is extremely expensive when you consider what you're putting into a game. So when you consider the return, if you can generate that back in 2 months, I think you'll be pretty happy with that return, because it's, in a way, it feels like a good use of time and you're getting a fun and a rewarding experience out of it. So, but I'll let you be a judge of that, of course. So I just want to go through this because a lot of people enter the game, they don't know what they're meant to do, and then that's why I'm going to talk about the items. So with these packs, they only give you a chance to get these different items. These packs are slightly more expensive than a Stonex, but that's more just in a sense, you buy the packs just for that extra chance to win a better item. But apart from that, I don't think it's really worth buying those packs, because you end up basically paying a little bit more than you need to. Yes, so basically here we go. Starter packs, $533. So you could have brought in Stonex for about $300 something, but you're probably looking at about $500 for a starter pack. I don't think I see any cheaper ones. So yeah, basically you're paying about a $200 premium just for a lucky chance of an axe, which does cost us over $1,700, or a fishing rod, which was about $900 something. So you can see why some people might want to buy a starter pack just to try the luck, but you only got 8% chance of getting something really good, or it's going to be a waste of $200. My advice is just buy Stonex if you're starting off and you don't have a lot of money and you still want to try it out. Would be just go for the Stonex, because if you buy the starter pack, it's a big risk and you just lose money straight off if you don't get anything better than a Stonex. And these other ones give you resources and membership cards. Membership cards are like added bonuses, but the real basic and fundamental and the focus is on the tool first. Alright, so firstly I'm just going to enter the game, and I think that's going to give you a much better idea of the gameplay that's involved. So when you're signing up, you do have to choose one of these servers. Like originally I tried the top ones and I couldn't actually sign into them, so I actually ended up choosing the bottom one and then just signing up. You will need to make a Waxcloud wallet, which you'll be able to find out the steps online, and it is pretty basic. Like most wallets, you can make an account very quick. There is a thing called staking with the wallet, so be prepared that you do have to put an extra bit of money just to have that wallet run. But I can always talk about those things in the future if you just let me know on the comment section below if you're quite interested in that. Alright, so I already brought some stuff. Like you can see, I've already like put a lot of money into this just by buying this axe, which is fairly expensive. You know, these are not cheap things. So first I started with a Stonex, and then you've got Stonex. Basically a Stonex is gonna is the cheapest and most basic item you can get into the game. You can only mine every 16 minutes, so, and then it consumes 5 energy and 3 durability of the item. So an item has 100 durability and it will use 3 each time I click it. So if I click it now, it's going to start mining, and then on average this axe is meant to give me about 1.7 wood, but sometimes it's higher, sometimes it's lower. My experience so far is it's usually higher than 1.7. So as you can see, it's 1.75. Sometimes I get as high as 2 wood per click. So when we consider that 1.7, is this a profitable venture? So firstly, every time I click it, it degrades my weapon by 3. So every repair actually costs 0.6 gold. So each time I click this, it's actually I'll have to repair it in the future, and it's going to cost me 0.6 gold. So this is why I have the exchange up. So this is Alcor is an exchange where you can buy and sell the resources in the game, because you can't actually change between these resources in the actual game itself. You actually have to bring it to the exchange, and then buy and sell it. So gold right now is at 2.6 for 1 gold, and then so you would have to buy 0.6 of a gold in order to repair the durability that's done here. So as I put here, like I'm up to 67. So 67, it would cost me 6.6 gold to repair the current amount to 100% health for the item. So you have to be aware of that. There is costs involved. And every time I click this, it consumes 5 energy. So 5 energy is basically 1 food. And what is 1 food worth? So the FWF stands for Farm World Food. So look at the last letter. So F is for food, FWG, so Farm World Gold, G is for gold. FWW, no guessing what the W stands for, wood. So basically those are the 3 main resources that you trade on this exchange. This exchange does have other game items, so don't buy them without knowing what they are. So just if you're playing Farms World, you only have to focus on those 3 main items on this Alcor Exchange anyway. And on if you're buying items, you're basically going to be looking at Atomic Hub for the buying items and Alcor Exchange for the resources. So I want you to remember those two exchanges, Atomic Hub for items and Alcor Exchange for resources. And now that you understand, hey, the Stonex, each time you use it, it has cost of 0.6 gold, and then one basically food to for your health. And I did the calculations based on the return of 1.7 for an axe, and the wood price of 2.4. Rounding it, it's around about 4. And then the cost for the food and the golds close to 3, so you get about 1 wax. So that the exchange that the wax wallet uses is wax. If you didn't know that by now. So each time you buy and sell, you're using the currency wax to buy and sell. And 1 wax is round about 30 US cents. So in pure essence, every click you do for a stone axe is worth about 30 cents. So it depends how much you are engaged in the game. So if you can click it every 1 hour, then you have to do the calculation of how many times you have to click this to pay back $300 US, which would be a good 1,000 times. Like basically a good 1,000 times for you to recoup your cost. Well, at least 1,000 times anyway. So which you roughly get that within. You could probably do that in 2 months, around there. You can probably get that amount of clicks, assuming you do about 15 clicks or so a day. And you only really have to come to this game once every hour. Though if you have a membership card, membership cards give you an extra bonus where you only have to come back every 2 to 3 hours. So if you have extra money and you do get a decent axe like I have here, it's worth getting a membership card. So I've got the lowest, so they have bronze, silver and gold membership cards, and bronze I think is a good starter card because as it does store mining. So store mining means 1 attempt. So on top of the 1 hour that passes by, it will store 1 more attempt, which is basically 1 more hour. So that means I only really have to come back every 2 hours to do a click, which is quite good if you're not wanting to be always having to click every hour, which over time you probably will feel that way because you're not going to want to come back to this game and click all the time. So now I also after getting the Stone Axe, I was thoroughly convinced about the game. I enjoyed it anyway. Like, not everyone's going to enjoy this type of gameplay because it's not as engaging as other games, but I'm more of a strategic person and I like strategic games, and I don't really have that time to be fully engaged all the time, so this is what probably helps me. And I can also access this through my mobile. So if I'm out, I can just come onto the app, onto the website, and then just click it, and then just get on with my day as well. So I haven't actually utilized this as well. So the axe gives me about, on average, about 5 wood. So as you see, 5.24, and sometimes you do get a bonus. Like, it doesn't happen often, but you sometimes get a bonus. So with 5 wood, you're going to be, it's a bit more profitable than a normal axe, because for durability it uses 5, whereas on the consumed it uses 3 here. For durability, so it's only 2 more durability, whereas it gives you about 3 times more resources. So this gives about 1.7, and that gives about the normal axe gives about 5. The stone axe gives about 1.7, and the energy consumed is twice the amount, but your reward is 3 times the amount. So you can clearly see that an axe in the longer run is actually more profitable. I worked it out to be about 8 wax or so based on the current market pricing, which would be about $2, around about $2.40 per click. So as you can imagine, if I do this 10 times, $2.40, that's $24 US over 10 clicks. So if I can do 10 clicks a day, that's $24 US, which is not too bad. Like, if I can actually get another one of these axes, that's actually gonna be some decent money over time. But of course, the cost of the items are not cheap either. So that's why I want you to really, that's why I kind of want you to really think through this, whether it's worth your time to put the money into this game. But obviously, I have thought about it, and I thought it was worth the risk, and I put the money into this game. And so far, I've got the stone axe, the axe, and I brought the bronze membership just because it just gives me a bit more of a boost, particularly when you're sleeping. Obviously you can't click on this, so you kind of want that extra stored mining that you only have to click every 2 hours. Particularly if you have this axe here, it's worthwhile to get more clicks into your day if you can. But yeah, this is the gist of the game. It is basically clicking every so often, or depending on the charge time, and the bronze card itself has stuff as well, but the charge time is like 24 hours, but it's quite worth it in my opinion as well. So yeah, like, you can also get into fishing, but fishing food, a fishing rod's like over $900, whereas the food price is only 1.28. Whereas the wood price is 2.4. So you can see it's much more worthwhile to be chopping wood. So that's why I've probably advise, if you're starting off, go for the stone axe, because wood's just worth more, and it's the cheapest item as well. Fishing is good as well, but the price isn't up there yet. But a fishing rod doesn't cost food, it only costs durability. So in a sense, it can be quite a profitable part as well. So we go to the exchange here, which you can see on the bottom tab here. So if you're only chopping wood at the start, you're going to have to buy gold and buy food. So if you don't actually have extra funds, so every time you chop wood, you can actually sell the wood, so you have to withdraw the wood. So if I put 93, it does charge an 8% fee for withdrawals, which is quite steep in a sense. But that is the cost of playing the game, so I guess we just have to accept it. And then once you withdraw it, it will show up in your wallet here. And then basically you're going to be able to sell it on the market. So if I click onto wood, we've got the normal market, and then we just got the price here where you can buy and sell wood. And you can just do that with, say, gold and food as well. Once you buy it on Alcor, you have to come back to this game, and then it will show up on here, and then you just deposit it. So if I had like wood and I type in 1, but obviously I can't type in anything because I don't have any of those tokens yet, I deposit it and it will show up in the game. And then after that, it will give me the ability to either feed my character to restore my energy, or basically repair my axe. So yeah, I hope that was informative and kind of gave you a bit more knowledge about the game. If you've got any questions, post below. I will make more future videos on this game, but first video I thought it might just be good to just show you some in-depth parts about the game and what it takes to really get started, because I could go on and on about other things, like say the white paper and how this future of this game is going to build out. But I could do this in future episodes. I don't want to make this video way too long than it is already. But yeah, like definitely comment below of what stuff you want to see, and then that's going to help me focus more on making videos that actually address and show you what you want to see. Yeah, so yeah, until then, good luck with this, and if you do get into the game, let me know. I think it's, for me, I find it thoroughly fun, but of course not as engaging as most games, but it's a real good play to earn game where you don't have to do too much. It's just more clicking. If you enjoy that, then it's your game. If not, then you could probably find something else. But in terms of a play to earn game, it's definitely one of the better, higher quality games out there that I've seen so far. And still at a reasonable price range to enter, but of course depends what you consider a reasonable price range, because $300 on the bat on a game that you've never tried or known before, it's a bit tough because you really have to make a big decision. It'd be nice if they gave you like a real beginner's axe just to let you try the gameplay out before you did it. But apparently, unfortunately, there's not, so that's why I made the video, so you can actually see how things are done and then make the decision based on that. Like the items so far in the current game are profitable, so I don't think you have to worry about that. I think you just have to consider, is it worth your time, and do you want to put the money in into this game? So I think those are the two relevant considerations for you. Until then, goodbye everyone.